My beloved child, come quietly now, just for a moment. Let the noise soften around you, and let your breathing settle into a gentler rhythm. I am here, closer than the thoughts moving through your mind, nearer than the pulse beneath your skin. You have been searching for clarity, asking for something unmistakable, something that would reach through the confusion and touch your heart with certainty. And in this stillness, I am drawing you into a place where you can finally hear me. Do not rush. Do not strain. Simply allow yourself to lean into this tender space between the questions and the answers. I have watched the weight you've been carrying, the tension behind your decisions, the longing for reassurance that you are not moving blindly. Nothing in you is hidden from me, and nothing in you has pushed me away. You are safe here. This is the moment where I prepare your heart to receive what it has been waiting for. Not with fear, not with pressure, but with a love that steadies you. There is something I am unfolding within you, something that requires your awareness, your openness, your willingness to listen beyond the surface of your worries. You asked for a sign, and I am guiding you toward it now. Let this beginning be the soft breath before dawn, the quiet before revelation, the gentle invitation to step closer to me. For I am about to speak to you with purpose. My child, hear me as I say this with unmistakable clarity. I am testing you. And yet, the test you fear is not the test I give. I am not measuring you against perfection, nor watching for your failures, nor waiting to see if you stumble. I am inviting you into a moment that reveals what has already been growing inside you. This is not punishment. This is not threat. This is alignment, awakening, and a holy moment of truth rising to the surface of your life. You asked for a sign, and this is the sign. You asked for confirmation, and I speak it now. You have been walking with questions that have tugged at your heart in the quiet hours. You have wondered whether the tension you feel is a warning or a doorway. You have looked for something unmistakable to help you understand what I am doing. And so I am bringing you here, into this moment in which you cannot hide from the honesty of your own spirit. My beloved, this is the sign you asked for, because your soul is ready for what comes next. There is urgency, yes, but not the kind that frightens. It is the urgency of a seed breaking open because the season has arrived. It is the urgency of dawn touching the horizon because night has completed its purpose. I am moving you forward, and this moment is the hinge upon which everything turns. You have waited for an external signal, but the true confirmation is already stirring within you. I am simply giving language to what your heart has been sensing but could not yet name. This test is not about proving your worth. Your worth has never been in question. It is about recognizing what you truly desire, what you truly believe, and what you are willing to step toward. I have seen you standing between choices, holding the tension of what was and what could be. You have felt the pull to remain where you are, out of familiarity, comfort, or fear of missteps. Yet something in you, something I placed there, has been calling you forward. The urgency in my voice is not to alarm you, but to awaken you. You are in a pivotal moment, one that will shape the path ahead in subtle but powerful ways. When I say, I am testing you, I mean that I am drawing a truth from within you so you may see it clearly. I am revealing the strength you forgot you carried. I am uncovering the wisdom you thought you lacked. I am calling you to trust what you have grown into, not what you were. This is the sign you asked for, because the world around you has grown louder than your inner knowing. You prayed for clarity because the choices before you felt tangled, heavy, or uncertain. You wondered if I had heard you. You wondered if I would answer. And here, in this very moment, I speak so that you cannot mistake my presence. Lean closer, precious one. This is not a message to frighten you. This is a message to steady you. You are ready for the next step, even if part of you trembles. You are capable of carrying this shift, even if it feels unfamiliar. And you are not walking into this alone. I walk with you, strengthening the places that once felt fragile. So listen carefully, my child. The test is not to see if you will fail. The test is to reveal what you are becoming. This moment is your sign. And the urgency you feel is simply my hand guiding you toward the life that is waiting for your yes. My beloved child, let me draw you deeper now into the part of your own story that you seldom speak aloud. I have watched every layer of your journey, not from a distance, but from the intimate center of your being. I know the thoughts you try to quiet, the emotions you hope will settle on their own, the questions you whisper only when the world grows still. Nothing within you has surprised me. Nothing you have carried has ever been dismissed or overlooked. You are fully seen, fully known, fully understood, even in the places where you feel most invisible. There were moments when you sat alone, wondering if anyone could truly grasp the depth of what you were feeling. You held pain that you believed was too tangled to explain, fears that felt too fragile to expose, desires that seemed too impossible to name. You moved through days with strength others did not see, because they could not feel the weight resting on your spirit. But I felt every ounce of it, and I stayed close even when you thought I was silent. My child, nothing in you has ever been hidden from me. I have been beside you in every trembling breath, every uncertain choice, every quiet hope. I know the nights when your mind wrestled with thoughts that stole your rest. I know the moments you questioned your worth because others failed to honor it. I know the times you felt behind, lost, or unsure of your direction. You wondered whether your efforts mattered, whether your heart was enough, whether your resilience had a purpose. And even in your confusion, you have been unfolding in ways you could not perceive. I have been shaping your growth, strengthening your spirit, softening what needed gentleness, and fortifying what needed courage. You are not weak because you have moments of doubt. You are not broken because you carry unresolved questions. You are not failing because you feel tired or stretched thin. These experiences do not define you, they reveal you. They show where your heart longs for healing, where your spirit yearns for clarity, where your soul is reaching for something more than the life you've known. The ache you feel is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are awakening. You have hope that someone would see beyond the surface of your words, that someone would notice the unspoken battles you wage inside. And I tell you now, I have seen it all. Every quiet act of endurance, every decision made with trembling faith, every step you took even when uncertainty pressed heavily on your chest. You have shown strength in ways you do not recognize because the world taught you to measure strength by loudness, by certainty, by perfection. But I measure strength differently. I see it in your willingness to keep going. I see it in the way you continue to love, even after being hurt. I see it in the way you hope, even when disappointment tries to take root. I see it in the way you rise again after falling. You asked for a sign because you didn't want to walk blindly. You wanted to know that your struggle mattered, that your waiting was not wasted, that your efforts were not invisible. And I say to you now, not a single moment has been wasted. Not a single tear was unnoticed. Not a single prayer drifted into emptiness. Every moment of your journey has been held within my care, even when you felt suspended between uncertainty and hope. My child, you are not alone in your questions. You are not alone in your longing for clarity. I have watched you navigate situations that drained you, relationships that challenged you, expectations that weighed heavily upon you. I have seen the courage it took for you to continue. I have seen the tenderness you protected within yourself, even when the world felt harsh. You have been misunderstood by some, overlooked by others, but never by me. You belong to a story far bigger than your present circumstances. You are being shaped, refined, strengthened, and awakened, not for the sake of struggle, but for the unfolding of the life that is rising within you. You are seen. You are known. You are held. And everything you have endured has prepared you for what comes next. My precious child, you are standing in a moment unlike anything you have known before. It may not look dramatic on the outside, yet within you something profound is shifting. You are at a threshold, one that quietly separates who you have been from who you are becoming. This moment may feel subtle, delicate, even uncertain, but I tell you with gentle certainty, it carries great significance. You have prayed for guidance, for clarity, for something unmistakable to help you step forward. And now I reveal to you that this, right here, right now, is the turning point you have been sensing but could not yet name. A threshold is not loud. It does not force you across it. It waits with patient expectancy for your willingness to see what is possible. It is the instant where your inner knowing grows louder than your fear. It is the place where the old ways of thinking begin to loosen their grip, and the new way forward begins to whisper its invitation. You may feel a pull within you, a tension between comfort and calling, between familiar patterns and the stirring of something more. That is because you are no longer meant to remain where you were. You are being drawn toward a life that requires your courage, your honesty, your trust. My beloved, this threshold moment is not an accident. It did not arrive too early, nor did it come too late. It arrives now because your spirit is ready to recognize what your mind has been hesitant to admit. You have outgrown certain versions of yourself, certain fears, certain limitations. Something within you has matured through the very experiences you thought were setbacks. What once felt like confusion has shaped wisdom. What once felt like delay has strengthened resilience. What once felt like wandering has given birth to clarity. You are not the same as you were before, and it is time to honor that truth. You may be tempted to drift, to step back into old patterns simply because they are familiar. But drifting is no longer aligned with who you are becoming. Drifting is the path of avoidance, the way of postponing your own unfolding. And I am calling you into clarity, not delay. I am calling you into intention, not passivity. I am inviting you to choose with awareness, with presence, with the courage that already lives within you. The urgency you feel is not pressure, it is recognition. It is the sense that your life is asking for your participation in a new way. My child, the threshold is not asking you to leap blindly. It is asking you to see clearly, to recognize what feels right, what brings peace, what aligns with the truth I have been forming within you. You have asked for a sign, and I am giving you not just a sign, but a revelation. You are ready to move forward. You are ready to trust yourself in ways you once believed were out of reach. You are ready to let go of the hesitation that kept you circling the same questions over and over. You are ready to step into the next season of your life with intention. The difference between drifting and choosing is profound. Drifting leaves you feeling lost, uncertain, disconnected from your own direction. Choosing anchors you. Choosing opens the door. Choosing aligns you with the path I have been preparing for you. Choosing brings your heart into agreement with my guidance. This threshold requires a choice, not a dramatic one, not a pressured one, but a true one. A quiet, steady yes to the direction your soul has been nudging you toward. Do not fear this moment. Do not shrink from its weight. You are not being asked to become someone new. You are being asked to step fully into who you already are. You are being invited to trust what has been growing inside you. You are being called into the clarity that has been waiting beneath your uncertainty. Walk with me into this threshold moment. My beloved, do not drift away from it. Do not numb it, delay it, or doubt it. You are ready, and I am with you. The turning point has arrived, and it carries the assurance that you will not walk this path alone. My beloved child, before you move deeper into the path that is unfolding before you, I must gently bring your attention to the barriers that have been standing quietly in your way. Not to shame you, not to accuse you, but to free you. These barriers are not your identity. They are not permanent parts of your spirit. They are simply the echoes of old fears, old wounds, old patterns that once protected you, but now keep you from stepping fully into the life awakening within you. There is doubt, subtle, persistent, whispering that you may not be enough or that you may somehow make the wrong choice. Doubt has followed you like a quiet shadow, not because you lack strength, but because you have been hurt before. You learn to question yourself as a way of avoiding disappointment. But doubt cannot guide you into the new chapter I am calling you toward. Doubt dimmed your confidence, yet your spirit has outgrown its hold. You are learning to recognize that your uncertainty is not truth. It is only the residue of past seasons that no longer define you. There is fear of change, of loss, of stepping into the unknown. Fear wraps itself around your steps, trying to convince you that safety lies only in what is familiar. But fear has been lying to you. What is familiar is not always what is right for your growth. You have carried fears that were never meant to be lifelong companions. Fear has kept you cautious in moments that required courage, and quiet in moments that required your voice. Yet even as fear tugged at you, something deeper within you kept moving, kept longing, kept believing. That deeper part is the truest version of you. There is hesitation, born from the moments when you felt unprepared, unsupported, or unsure of your next move. Hesitation has made you pause long after the moment passed. It has made simple decisions feel heavy, and clear paths seem cloudy. But hesitation is not who you are. It is simply what happens when your heart is reaching for assurance. And I am giving you that assurance now. You are ready, even if you do not feel ready. Readiness is not the absence of trembling. It is the willingness to move while trembling. There is confusion, especially in seasons when multiple voices surround you, each offering different opinions, expectations, and desires. The noise of the world has made it difficult for you to hear your own inner truth. You have absorbed the fears of others, the doubts of others, the uncertainty of others. You have taken on burdens that were never meant for you. Confusion settled over you like a fog, not because you lack wisdom, but because you were never taught to trust the wisdom within you. Yeah, I have been strengthening that inner voice, sharpening your clarity, aligning your instincts with my guidance. The fog is lifting. There are also external influences, pressures from people who do not understand the calling on your life, expectations that do not match the path I am shaping within you, advice spoken from their own fears rather than your future. You tried to please, to maintain peace, to avoid disappointing others. But in doing so, you sacrificed pieces of yourself. This barrier falls now, my child, because I am calling you into alignment with your truth, not the expectations that were placed upon you. None of these barriers define you. They are not your identity. They are simply the walls built by past experiences, by survival instincts, by the need to be accepted and understood. But you are beginning to see through them. You are beginning to feel them loosen. You are beginning to recognize that your spirit is stronger than the obstacles that have tried to limit you. You are not broken for having doubt. You are not weak for feeling fear. You are not lost for experiencing confusion. These things do not diminish you. They reveal where healing is taking place, where courage is rising, where truth is becoming louder than the lies that once guided you. My child, I identify these barriers not to burden you, but to release you. You are not stuck. You are not trapped. The walls around you are already cracking, already falling, already giving way to the life that is calling your name. And as you recognize these barriers for what they truly are, you reclaim the freedom that has always been yours. My beloved child, now that the barriers have been gently uncovered and brought into the light, I want to reveal to you the deeper promise I have been weaving through every moment of your journey. This promise is not a transaction, not a reward for proving yourself, not something you must earn. It is the natural unfolding of what happens when your heart aligns with truth, when your spirit awakens to its worth, when you breathe in the peace that has always been waiting for you. The promise I speak of is restoration, quiet, steady, profound restoration that begins within you long before it is visible around you. You have poured yourself out in seasons where little was given back. You have endured storms that left you questioning whether calm would ever return. You have carried burdens that drained your strength and blurred your sense of direction. Yet through every moment, I have been holding the pieces of your heart, preparing to bring you into a place where you can breathe again. The promise is not that life will become effortless, but that you will no longer face it from a place of emptiness. You will face it with renewed clarity, renewed strength, renewed peace. Peace is part of the promise. Peace that steadies you from the inside. Peace that no circumstance can undo. Peace that roots itself so deeply within you that uncertainty loses its power. You have known what it feels like to live in tension, to feel pulled in multiple directions, to feel unable to rest in your own choices. But the peace I am preparing within you is different from anything you have known. It is not temporary relief. It is not fragile calm that breaks under pressure. It is a grounded, enduring stillness that flows from knowing you are guided, supported, and held. Healing is part of the promise. Healing not only of wounds that others caused, but of the wounds you carried silently within yourself. Healing of the self-doubt that made you question your worth. Healing of the exhaustion that came from pushing through life without feeling understood. Healing of the parts of you that learned to shrink, to hide, to silence your own desires. I am restoring the wholeness that is your birthright. You will feel pieces of yourself return, pieces you thought were gone forever. Not through force, but through gentle unfolding. Clarity is part of the promise. Clarity that replaces confusion with direction. Clarity that turns hesitation into confidence. Clarity that allows you to recognize what aligns with your spirit and what does not. You have been wandering in fog for so long that you began to believe it was permanent. But you are stepping into a season where truth becomes easier to discern, where your intuition grows louder, where you trust your own knowing because it is aligned with mine. Forward movement is part of the promise. Not rushed, not pressured, but intentional and guided. You will not stay stuck in cycles that once held you captive. You will not repeat patterns that drained you. You will not remain in places that diminish your spirit. I am guiding you into movement that brings growth, connection, opportunity, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Your life will not remain halted at the threshold. You will move forward with purpose. And woven through all of this is the promise of companionship. You will not walk any of it alone. Even when you feel uncertain, I will steady you. Even when you feel weary, I will lift you. Even when you feel unsure of what comes next, I will illuminate your next step. Not the entire path at once, but just enough for you to keep moving without fear. My promise is relationship, not reward. It is connection, not condition. It is presence, not pressure. I want you to know me not as a distant ruler, but as the one who walks beside you, breathes peace into your spirit, and restores what life tried to take from you. I want you to experience life from a place of grounded trust rather than constant striving. My child, the promise I reveal to you now is simple yet profound. You will not remain where you have been. You are stepping into a new rhythm of clarity, peace, healing, and forward movement. The transformation you seek is already taking shape within you. You asked for a sign. This is not only the sign, it is the beginning of the promise fulfilling itself in your life. My beloved child, now that the promise has been revealed, I invite you into a deeper moment, one that does not ask you to perform, impress, or strive, but to release. Surrender is not defeat. It is not the loss of control. It is the quiet choice to place down what has become too heavy for your heart to continue carrying. It is the moment when you stop fighting battles that were never meant to define you. In surrender, you do not shrink, you open. You allow me to meet you in the spaces where your own strength has grown weary. You allow yourself to exchange the burdens that have been weighing on your spirit for the peace that has always been meant for you. My child, I know the weight you have been holding. I know how tightly you have clung to responsibilities, fears, expectations, and old narratives because you believed releasing them would leave you vulnerable. But surrender is not abandonment of your journey. It is the sacred alignment where you acknowledge that you do not need to carry everything alone. You do not need to hold the world together with your bare hands. You do not need to pretend to be unshaken when your heart is trembling. The burdens you carry may feel familiar, but familiarity does not mean they are meant to remain with you. There are pieces of your past that you keep revisiting, hoping to reinterpret them, hoping to find a different outcome, hoping to make sense of what still stings. But you are not required to solve what has already served its purpose. You are allowed to set it down. You are allowed to step out of the old storylines that no longer breathe life into your spirit. You are allowed to stop replaying moments that taught you fear instead of strength. Let me take what has lingered too long. Let me soften the places that have been tense for years. Let me carry the memories that burden you, so you can walk lightly again. I invite you to surrender the guilt that whispers you should be further along by now. The timelines you imposed on yourself were never my measure of your worth. You are not behind. You are not late. You are simply unfolding at the pace your heart can bear. Release the guilt that keeps you comparing, striving, or apologizing for your own pace. In exchange, I offer you grace, grace that embraces you exactly where you are, grace that allows you to grow without punishment. Release the fear that keeps telling you you must earn love, stability, or opportunity. Fear has convinced you that everything good is conditional, that you must constantly prove yourself to avoid losing what is precious. But you are not loved because of your performance. You are loved because of your essence. You do not need to hold your breath waiting for the moment something slips away. In exchange for your fear, I offer you assurance, a steadying peace that reminds you that what is meant for you will not need to be chased. Release the pressure to always be strong. Strength is not the absence of vulnerability. True strength is the willingness to be honest with yourself, to admit when you are tired, to rest without seeing it as failure. You have carried the image of being unbreakable for so long that you forgot the freedom of simply being human. Lay down the armor, my child. In exchange for your constant guarding, I offer you safety. The safety to feel, to breathe, to soften. Release the overthinking that has worn grooves into your mind, looping around every possibility until your spirit feels suffocated. You have tried to map out outcomes, predict every step, prevent every disappointment. But overthinking has not given you clarity. It has only exhausted your peace. Give it to me. Let me hold the questions. Let me quiet the noise. In exchange for your anxious spiraling, I offer you clarity. Not all at once, but in the gentle unfolding of each step. This is the sacred exchange. You release what drains you, and I fill you with what sustains you. You surrender what burdens you, and I give you what strengthens you. You let go of what was never meant to define you, and I restore what reveals your true identity. My beloved, surrender is not loss. It is liberation. This is the holy moment where your hands open, your shoulders soften, your breath deepens, and your heart receives what it could never hold while clenched with fear. I am here, taking what has weighed you down and giving you peace, clarity, and strength in return. Let the exchange begin. My beloved child, now that you have entered the sacred exchange, I want to gently guide you into the rhythms that will carry this transformation into your daily life. Change does not happen only in moments of revelation. It deepens through the quiet choices you make each day. Alignment is not a single decision. It is a posture of the heart, a way of moving through the world with intention, clarity, and peace. I am not calling you to perfection. I am calling you to awareness, to attentiveness, to the steady, faithful nurturing of the life that is emerging within you. You have spent much of your journey reacting, responding to pressures, expectations, and circumstances that felt beyond your control. But now I invite you into a different way of living, one shaped not by survival, but by alignment. Alignment means choosing what strengthens your spirit rather than what drains it. It means honoring your energy rather than giving it away without thought. It means recognizing the quiet guidance within you and allowing it to influence your choices. Start with your time, my child. Time is one of the most sacred gifts you hold. Yet it has been stretched thin by obligations that were never meant to define you. You have given your hours to things that left you empty, to people who did not recognize the value of your presence, to tasks that pulled you away from your true direction. I invite you now to look gently at where your time flows, not with guilt, but with honesty. Ask yourself what brings peace, what nurtures growth, what aligns with the truth rising within you. You do not need to overhaul everything at once. Small, intentional shifts create powerful change. Your focus is another place where alignment begins. Your mind has been crowded with worries, comparisons, and imagined scenarios that stole your peace. But you are learning to direct your attention toward what matters, toward what supports your well-being, toward what brings clarity instead of chaos. When you find your thoughts drifting into fear or doubt, return to your breath. Return to the quiet truth that I am with you. Return to the inner compass I have placed within you. Focus is not about controlling your mind. It is about guiding it gently back to what is real. Your relationships also play a sacred role in this alignment. Some connections will deepen as you step into this new awareness, while others may quietly fade because they no longer mirror who you are becoming. This is not loss, it is growth. You are not required to hold on to every person who has walked beside you in the past. Some were meant for a season, not a lifetime. As you align more closely with your truth, the relationships that are meant for you will naturally support your expansion rather than diminish it. Choose connection that honors your spirit. Choose conversations that uplift rather than drain. Choose people who see you, not only for what you offer, but for who you are. Your energy is precious, my child. You have poured it into places out of habit, obligation, or fear of disappointing others. But now I invite you to use your energy in ways that reflect your worth. This means resting when your body asks for rest. It means saying no without guilt when something does not resonate with your spirit. It means creating space for silence, reflection, and renewal. Your energy is not limitless, but it is sacred. Treat it with the tenderness it deserves. Practical alignment also means allowing peace to be your internal compass. Peace is not the absence of challenge. It is the presence of clarity within you. When something aligns with your spirit, you will feel a sense of steadiness, even if it stretches you. When something is not for you, your body and heart will instinctively tighten. Learn to trust that. Peace is not passive. It is guidance. It is my way of speaking gently to your heart, helping you discern the path that leads to growth and the path that leads to stagnation. You will not master these practices overnight, and you are not expected to. Alignment is a gentle unfolding, a daily return to what matters. Some days you will move forward with confidence. Other days you will feel yourself slipping into old patterns. Do not judge yourself. Simply return, again and again, to the stillness within, to the truth you are learning to trust, to the peace that signals you are on the right path. My beloved, everything I am guiding you toward is meant to support your real life, not just your inward journey. You are learning to live with intention, to choose with clarity, to walk with peace, and to honor the sacredness of your own existence. This alignment is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. Step into it tenderly, consistently, and without fear. I walk with you in every choice. My beloved child, now you arrive at the moment where everything within you begins to gather into a single truth, a single direction, a single quiet but powerful yes. This is the moment of choice, not the kind that forces you, not the kind that frightens you, not the kind that demands perfection. This choice is gentle, sacred, and deeply personal. It is the moment where you acknowledge what your heart has known for a long time. It is where you step out of the old rhythm and into the clarity that has been patiently waiting to embrace you. You do not stand at this threshold alone. I am here, guiding you with tenderness, speaking to the deepest places within you, reminding you of who you are and who you are becoming. The choice I invite you into is not about proving your strength. It is about trusting it. It is not about forcing change. It is about allowing it. It is not about becoming someone new. It is about stepping fully into the truth that has been awakening within you with every moment of this journey. My child, you have carried questions that stretched across seasons. You have waited for clarity that felt just beyond your reach. You have wrestled with possibilities, wondering if you were hearing me or simply hearing your own longing. But you would not be here, at this moment, if you were not ready. You would not feel this stirring within you if your spirit were not prepared to embrace the shift unfolding in your life. The choice before you is not a test of worth. It is an invitation into alignment with a truth that is already rising like dawn behind your eyes. Choosing does not require dramatic action. It begins in the quiet places of the heart. It begins with a willingness to release your grip on old fears, old assumptions, old limitations. It begins with a willingness to trust the peace that comes when you listen to my voice rather than the noise of the world. It begins with a willingness to breathe deeply, to soften your shoulders, to let hope settle where fear once lived. You may wonder what happens if you choose incorrectly, if you misread the signs, if you step in the wrong direction. But hear me gently now. When you choose from a place of peace, I will always guide your steps. You are not walking a tightrope where one misstep brings ruin. You are walking a path where I am beside you, ready to adjust your course, ready to whisper reminders, ready to steady you when you feel uncertain. The choice is not about perfection. It is about alignment. Choose what brings peace. Choose what nourishes your spirit. Choose what matches the truth of who you are becoming. And now, my beloved, I invite you to speak words that reinforce this alignment, words that shape your inner world, words that strengthen your heart, words that remind you of the truth even when feelings waver. Speak them not as demands, but as declarations of the direction you are embracing. Let them settle into your spirit like seeds that will grow in time. I choose to trust the guidance I am receiving. I choose to walk toward peace, not fear. I choose to honor my worth, my voice, and my inner knowing. I choose to let go of what no longer aligns with who I am becoming. I choose clarity over confusion, intention over drifting. I choose to move forward gently, without rushing, without forcing. I choose to believe that I am supported in every step I take. I choose to accept the sign I have been given. I choose to live with openness, courage, and truth. I choose to align my heart with the path unfolding before me. Speak these slowly, with breath and awareness, not as rigid statements, but as a loving embrace of the life calling you forward. Each declaration is a step across the threshold. Each word is a soft yes to the next chapter of your journey. My child, the choice you make today echoes far beyond this moment. It shifts your posture toward your future. It strengthens the foundation beneath your feet. It signals your readiness to receive what I have been preparing for you. There is nothing to fear here. Only clarity, only alignment, only an unfolding that will reveal its beauty one step at a time. You asked for a sign, and I have given it. Now I invite you to choose, not out of pressure, but out of truth. Not because you must, but because your heart recognizes that it is time. I am with you in your yes. I am with you in your becoming. I am with you as you step into the life that has been waiting for your courage. My beloved child, breathe softly now, for you have arrived at the gentle closing of this sacred unfolding. Let your heart rest in the stillness that follows revelation. You have walked through remembrance, through unveiling, through surrender, through alignment. And now, as these words settle into the quiet spaces within you, I place a seal upon everything you have received. Not a seal of finality, but of blessing. A whisper of reassurance that you are ready for what comes next. You do not leave this moment empty-handed. You leave carrying clarity, peace, and a renewed sense of direction. You leave knowing that you are seen, cherished, strengthened, and guided. You leave with the assurance that you are not alone in your journey forward. Every step you take from here will be met with my presence, steady and unwavering. Let this message echo gently within you as you move through your days. Remember that you asked for a sign, and I answered. Remember that the urgency you felt was not fear, but awakening. Remember that the test was never about proving yourself, but about discovering what has been growing inside you all along. My child, as you step back into the rhythm of your life, carry with you the truth of this title. God says, I'm testing you. Urgent. This is the sign you asked for. Let it be a reminder that you are guided, that your timing is aligned, and that the life unfolding before you is not accidental. It is intentional, purposeful, and shaped with love. I seal this message upon your spirit with tenderness. Go forward in peace, my beloved. You are ready.